T-minus 2 days until the Sportive, and this for me is where a big ride or a challenge or a race begins. Well, I mean, it's probably begun like 2 years ago in training, but for me the Sportive starts now. The training's done, the Sportive starts now, so it's now time to prep myself, my bike, and make sure I've got everything I need to complete this ride as easily, as efficiently, as fun as possible. Because, you know, although you enter a Sportive and you expect some sort of suffering, the least amount of suffering you can go through is the best. Listen, it's only 123k. There's obviously a lot of climbing. I've not even checked how much climbing there is involved, but I'm sure there's a lot of climbing. However, we don't need to worry about that now. What we need to worry about is hydration. So my first tip for you entering your first Sportive is hydrate. And I'm not talking about hydrating on the bike. I'm talking about pre-hydration. I'm talking about getting that body to a level of hydration where you're comfortable before you even start. Because most people don't even think about that. They might think that... No, in fact, no, I bet they don't. I bet they don't even think, right, I need to hydrate for the next couple of days to make sure that I'm starting the race or the event in a pre-hydrated state. Not, right, I'm going to be on the bike for 2 hours. I know I'm going to sweat a little bit, so I best hydrate myself while I'm on the bike by taking 2 bidons. No, hydrate now, right? So yesterday I had 1, 2, 3, what's that? 700, 1.4, 2.5 litres, something like that. So I've had 2.5 litres yesterday of water. Same again today, 2.5 litres at least. Same again tomorrow, and then hopefully that'll put me in a fairly elevated state of hydration. Preparation time. Just there. Alright, Saturday morning, I'm just packing my stuff, and rather than just throw it all in the bag, I thought I'd just show you briefly what I'm taking, just in case it inspires any of you to remember what you need to take when you go on a Sportive or a long ride. So, starting here, 2 bidons. My tool bag, 2 tubes in that, tie levers if needed, and a small Allen key tool. Shoes, I've got 9 gels there. I don't know if I need all them, but I'm going to take them all just in case. Baby wipes, because baby wipes are the best thing in the world, and I only know that now I've got children, so if you don't have children, just go and buy some baby wipes anyway. Glasses, in here, in this little pot is some, well, it's just magnesium tablet and an omega-3 tablet. PR lotion, I'm going to rub that on before. Just under that is my chip that I'm going to attach to my bike later. Rain cape, socks, compression socks for tonight. What are they? Arm warmers, long-fingered gloves, helmet, knee warmers. Shorts, I'm going to take 2 pairs of shorts, and I'm going to take 2 jerseys just so I've got a spare, just in case. Here is a buff. I'm going to take that just in case. I don't know if I'll need that. It is going to be cold though, so for the space it takes up, may as well take it. Full leg warmers. Undervest, cap, maybe I'll wear that, I don't know. Here's my my secret. Wherever I go, when I'm riding, racing, doing anything that might involve any physical activity, I take my own pillow. This is a memory foam pillow, so I've just compressed it as much as I can, taped it up so it's nice and tight, so it's not taking up too much space. Next to that is a cool little leather pouch that I can carry my phone in if it gets wet, or if it rains, should I say. Track mitts, maybe I'll wear them, depends how hot it gets. Other than that, that's kind of it. My bolts there, I think, in terms of equipment and riding equipment, I think I'm good to go. I'm going to take an additional cape that's not as big and thick as this, but will keep me dry if there's a slight shower. So now I'm just going to have half an hour on my bike, pack that up on the top of the car, and then head up to Leeds. Welcome to Leeds, everybody. One of the most underrated cities in the north, I reckon. I blooming love it. Down here, see this? This was the old Emmerdale studio, just here, look. But now the new one is, I think it's all this big building down here. This is now, yeah, look, see, it says it there. Emmerdale Studio Experience. So that goes in there like when they wants to see what Emmerdale does, when they like wants to know what goes on. But there's a village way up in middle of nowhere where they actually film the village scenes. So yeah, Leeds. Also, if I was staying for the race and I was in this room, I could literally watch them go past, because this is the road that they come in on. Can I open this? Oh, here we go. That's the road. So that's the road that they're going to come in on. They're going to hang a left from Kirkstall Road, which is just over there. And they're going to come up here, down there, and then the finish is probably, it's less than a K up there, I think. So this is my room, right? Rooms, it's called. Not even done my fly up, not even done my belt up. It's how I roll. Flies up, that's good enough. I think these used to be apartments. It looks like it used to be an apartment, and basically what they've done is taken half of this wall off, and there used to be probably a stud wall just here that they've taken off, and they've just made it into like an apartment, bedroom, hotel room. It's pretty cool actually. So let me give you the tour. Let's do the usual thing when you get in a hotel and give the tour. Here's where I just was. Boiler there. Yeah, it's definitely used to be an apartment. Look. There's a boiler there. They want that in a hotel room. So here is my toilet. Standard shit. There's a shower, sink. What else you expect in the toilet? And then you walk in, and on the left, I presume there used to be a door here, and then you walk into your bedroom there. But now this is my actual bed. So we're now in the bedroom space. Another thing that makes me think it was a house, an apartment, is the amount of plug sockets. You rarely get this many plug sockets in a hotel room. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Plug socket, plug socket, bam, 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 plug socket. And because it used to be an apartment, I get a bloody kitchen. Now that is an absolute godsend for tomorrow morning. So because of all this, I'll be able to cook, well, as long as they've got plates and... Yes! Blasted! As long as they have got it also, it means I can now cook my breakfast in the morning. Got a bloody washing machine. I could do my bloody washing. I don't need to, but I could. Fridge. Is this a fridge? This needs to be a fridge. Of course it's a bloody fridge. A fridge that only bloody works. Microwave so I can cook my breakfast tomorrow morning. Oh! See? Just close it. And then never open it again. Boom. Apartment. Job done. So my next tip, and this is probably one that you couldn't always guarantee, is to try and book a hotel or a place, Airbnb, whatever, that has this kind of facility. Because let's say, well, the Sportive starts, my start time is 6:30 in the morning. Breakfast doesn't start till 6 here. I want to be down there at 6, so I won't be getting breakfast. So here I can actually cook my own breakfast. Look, I even brought my cafetiere, my hot chocolate for tonight, help me get to sleep. Porridge. I'm going to go out and do some shopping just to get some other stuff, but hey. Got another tip for you, and I don't know if this is something that everybody does. Leave a comment below and let me know. To be honest, don't be ashamed if you do this, but when you get in a hotel room, do you just take your jeans off for no reason? I always do it. I'm in my pants. I love it. This is the good life. Now, rather than stopping at all the feed stations there are, because I don't know what they're going to be feeding, us. So I'm taking it back to the old school. These are what we used to make when we were swannying for the teams and we didn't have rice cakes. This was kind of before rice cakes were invented. So I've got 2 types of brioche. I've got Philadelphia or cream cheese and ham in that one for a savoury treat while I'm riding. And then this one, or these, are going to be the sweet ones. So I've moshed up blueberries and raspberries in that. I'm going to get some honey, put the honey on it, and then put that in there, nice and moist. That's going to give me plenty of energy to see me through the day. So I'm going to try and make 3 of these and then cut them into 3 segments. Look at that, look how nice that looks. Spread it out, got the honey on there, got everything I need to keep me energized while I'm out riding. So from there, 3 or 2. I might... No, I'll go 3. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chris, that's all good and well, but how are you going to put them in your pockets? I need to work on quantities on this because it's just jizzed itself everywhere, look. So, anyway, we'll take one onto the tin foil because it goes over once. And this one goes over again, that's perfect size. And then from there, you take a little edge, you fold it back over, you fold your little edge back over like that, fold it once, fold it twice, boom. Nice and compact, nice and small. That's going to fit into your pocket, an absolute treat. And then when you come to get them out, open that, and then because you've got this lip here, boom, straight into it, no messing. Right, and because we're in Yorkshire, there's only one thing we can fill these bidons up with, and that's tea. So my first, oh man, I've spilt it. My first bidon is going to be tea, and then my second one is going to be tea. Danos, Yorkshire tea. I'm just pulling the plonker. Right, when we were in Mallorca with Swifty, right, he'd always, well, this was like 3 years ago, he'd always pick up some pineapple juice, and he'd put that in his bidons, and I absolutely loved it. So half filled it with pure pineapple juice and then the rest with water. So I'm going to do the same with apple juice. I love apple juice. It's not too well, it's not too scientific. It's got what I need in it, all right? So half and half, and then I get some for morning as well. Just foam rolling. What do you think I was doing? I'm gonna have a right crack when I've finished this. You ready? Look at my short line now. I've now got hot pants. You ready? Oh no, it's not this way, it's the other way. Ready? Shazam. Pre-sportive evening meal. I'm gonna have pasta. I can't find any sauce for it, so all I'm going to do is have pasta with ham and Philadelphia, because I need to get rid of that. Spinach and ricotta, that is. This is what 4:45 in the morning looks like in Leeds. Here's breakfast, porridge, honey, blueberries, raspberries, apple juice, coffee. So I'm trying some of this for the first time. Amp Human PR Lotion, Performance and Recovery. Look at it, it looks like bees honey. I'm just rubbing my legs. I wouldn't say I'm nervous about the actual ride. However, I am nervous about, I've not used this in ages. I've not had to use this in years. I'm nervous about being in a social area with other people, other cyclists that you have to say hello to and potentially have to chat to, rather than seeing a cyclist on the road and just riding past him. So I've still got to find safety pins, and hopefully somewhere I'll find some coffee. So going leg warmers today. It looks too cold to be in anything but leg warmers today. I think the highest temperature is going to be 11 degrees, so I was in leg warmers in 16 to 18 degrees last 2 weeks ago, so. Oh, god damn. Missed it.
Get everyone together.
Morning. Good morning.
22.
Back up. back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up, back up. Wait a minute, I was told there's no back up, but it's all in my head. But I won't be a fake up, back up. Living life in respect, I might slip out and back up, but I won't be a fake. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up.
Hell is you thinking I'm jumping and leaking and Leo is leaking immediately. Show up this evening and wait till you sleeping and wrap you up nice and neat in them sheets. Kick to the open, I'm scanning for motion. I'm just trying to make all my pockets obese. Done with the coochie, I just want the Lucci. So me and all of my poochies can eat. Might rob 2 chains for his loose change. Take his boot thing out the PF chains.
Alright, we must be about 3 hours into this now. Alright, maybe not 3 hours, but it feels like it. Wasted a lot of nervous energy for no reason, trying to keep up with people who are clearly faster than me. Spot on, Pritch, spot on. Check this out. How cool's that? Come on in. I guess the tour's coming through here, do you think?
I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, they got you shot. Come from off the top, you know I be smarter than Spock. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, they got you shot. Come from off the top, come from off the top.
Can't keep up, you too slow.
Top.
You just watch, I control.
Top.
I take half, you not whole.
Top.
Got your mind, got your
This is a
soul.
scenario, I'm in your area, this is your burial, definitely. Turn up your stereo, get this bitch jumping like Mario, now you ain't f***ing with me. You it's terrible, I might embarrass you right here in front of your whole family. Sick and carry on, spitting malaria, hotter than a fish down the area. This is the year of the beer, leave a hair in a chair so they know we was here. Staring in fear like a deer when the car coming near, in the middle of the road, bit of beer. You don't wanna rock with the man, hands off of the grands, counting up bands while I talk to the fans. Knew I could jam, but the top wasn't playing, now everybody wanna be friends? Damn. How you? Said I'm just fine, in the right place, at the wrong time. Said I go crazy, out of my mind. And I think back when daddy wrote down that it might scrape and it might grind, but you work hard and it might shine. Let me slow down, switch the time and quit hiding, bitch.
Alright, my next tip when it comes to sportives. Don't litter. Just don't do it. Yeah, but Chris, the pockets are full, I ain't got nowhere to put it. Stuff it down your shorts. Look at that, see? Just stuff it down your shorts.
Back up, 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 back up.
To go. I'm all on my own. Do it. Good morning. Before we start a Patreon, thank you, I f***ing paid, you piece of shit. A little bit annoyed that I got a parking ticket when I paid for my parking last night and the system's f***ed, man. Piece of shit. I paid on my mobile. Anyway, finished it, 4 hours 31 and 34 seconds, 123.3k, average 27.2, maximum speed 77, average power 228, max 954, TSS 402. That's the biggest TSS I've had in a long time. Anyway, I can't bother to sit in this car park. I'm going home. We'll debrief there. So I'm going to keep this debrief relatively short because this video has already been way long, but I kind of wanted to try and get everything in there, especially the preparation, because a lot of the time you don't actually see the amount of preparation work that goes into something. And it might, I don't know, it might just give somebody a few mental reminders of what they need to be remembering when they go and do their first sportive. So hopefully you've taken something out of the preparation, hopefully you've taken something out of my little tips. And one other tip I forgot to mention, and I meant to get off the bike and actually say this, but like, show some respect. I'm not saying people didn't on this. The people I was around showed respect, but, well, no, they didn't. They didn't, actually. There's a few disrespectful people, but every time we saw a marshal, every time we saw someone clapping on the side of the road, just acknowledge them. Just say hello, just say thank you, just say hi, just say good morning. Just be polite to the people who live in the villages that you're riding through. Don't forget that, all right, it's only one day out of the year, but still, you know, you're affecting their daily life. They don't care that there's a sportive coming through, so, you know, just show them a little bit of respect, especially those marshals. Those marshals, there were people sat in the middle of nowhere at a junction, just sat there. And they didn't have to do that. I don't know whether they get paid or not, but whether they get paid or not, like, at least just say hello to the people that stand at the side of the road. Anyway, gripes are done. They're all my top tips on what you need to do when you're taking part in a sportive. And also, don't get a parking fine. God damn it. It's been a few days since the actual sportive now, and I don't. On one hand, I'm pleased, and I thought it was a great event, and on the other hand, I'm like, I could have done more. I could have done more. I was absolutely petrified knowing the fact that I hadn't been above 80k in the past probably year or year and a half, something like that. So I was really apprehensive that I was actually going to make it through. Slightly annoyed that they said the climbing was 1,700 meters and we ended up doing 2,300 meters. But you know, what's 500 meters between friends? Yeah, one thing I really enjoyed was the guy with the UAE. That was actually Swifty's kit, which is pretty cool. He had his shoes on as well. He'd not stolen them. I think he bought them somewhere. Anyway, he came past me at some point, and when he did, it encouraged me to push a little bit harder. He went past me and then went hard, and then because I didn't stop at any of the feed stations, apart from the last one where I just filled the bottle up and went straight off, I managed to get back ahead of him, and then when he caught me back up, there was 50k to go or something, and I thought, I was in decent shape, and I thought, all right, let's crack on with him. And me and him ended up doing quite a few long pulls together, and we started going for it, like really going for it. My legs were feeling fatigued and tired and tight, but they felt all right. So we just started going, and as we headed in towards Otley, we were coming through, and then all of a sudden down a descent, I dropped him. I don't know how. I thought I'd heard him on my wheel, and then when I turned around, there was this massive guy on a time trial bike, and we were coming down the hill, and there's a 90-degree right-hand bend, right, coming down it, and they've got the Armco barrier around it, so you know it's going to be tight. This guy's on his TT drops like this, massive guy, just on his drops. I'm braking, I'm ready to go into this right-hander, and he's just on his drops. I'm thinking, ain't going to end well, but thankfully he got round. And then we hit the Otley Chevin climb, and I managed to leave him, and then pretty much soloed it all the way to the end then. But once that guy had caught up with me, he really inspired me and really motivated me to push on rather than sit up and just take it easy, because probably 20-30k before that I was sat on the wheel of two guys who were going steady, you know. They were clearly working relatively hard for them, but it was still a steady pace, and I was just sat there comfortable. And at that point, I think I should have pressed on a bit, but because I couldn't see anybody in the distance, I was like, I could be leaving myself open here. And we were up on the tops, and it was quite windy, so I thought I'll shelter until we get to the descent, and that's when I dropped them two guys, and then went up that big climb, the big climb of the day. 68th place. I didn't even realise that there was some sort of Rafa hill climb, but when we got there was some Rafa flags at the bottom and then Rafa flags at the top, and I didn't realise that it was actually a timed section, as it were, and I finished 68th overall, which, you know, for a fat boy is pretty good. I think the Brownlee brothers were the fastest up there, but yeah, I was all right with that. I don't know where I actually finished in terms of time, because you can't actually see. I tried to look through it, and I got probably halfway through and realised I potentially, if someone wants to check this out, please do. I could have potentially made the top 100, something like that, but because they don't give you an actual finishing place, you have to actually look through the times and try and decipher where you finished. And because they're all in alphabetical order, you don't really know. But yeah, my actual ride time was 4 hours 31, and my actual overall time was 4 hours 37. So I was quite pleased that I managed to get through without stopping at the feed stations and only stopping every time I needed a comfort break. So yeah, that's it. I think I'm going to knock Sportives on the head. There's potentially one I want to do at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, just because it's a local one, and I love the club that runs it, and it's just a really kind of fun event. It's only a 50 miler, but it's a good one. So maybe I'll do that. Other than that, that's it. I'm done. I have no interest in going long distances unless I'm training now. My back can't handle it. My neck, shoulders, and head can't handle it. I was suffering with a headache from probably 50k out. Not dehydration, nothing like that. Just tension building up in the neck, into my head, and that's it. And then when you hit the bumps, headache just comes on and gets worse. Anyway, I'm not whinging, I'm not moaning, I'm just saying that's what happens. So, Sportives, done and dusted. Maybe one at the end of the year. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you've got any tips for anybody else taking part in a Sportive or a big group event or whatever it might be, then leave them in the comments below. But hopefully you've taken something out of this. If not, just a little bit of entertainment. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, subscribe.